Good afternoon, my viewer. Thank you for staying with me. This afternoon we are going to cover trigonometry again, and we're going to continue with trigonometrical ratios. We are going to express the common ratios in surds or in their simplest forms. So we are saying our common trigonometrical ratios, the angles that you are going to be dealing with are 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and 360 degrees. Those are the common ones that we are going to deal with this afternoon. The others will always come from those, and we are saying those are our common trig ratios. So first we'll have to deal with the very common ones: 0, 90, 180, 270, and 360. We are saying for 0 degrees, the sine of 0 is 0, the cos of 0 is 1, and the tan of 0 is 0. For 90 degrees, the sine of 90 is 1, cos of 90 is 0, and the tan of 90 is infinity. I'm going to explain this ahead, so stay calm. And for 180 degrees, the sine of 180 is 0, cos of 180 is -1, and tan of 180 is 0. And for 270, the sine of 270 is -1, cos of 270 is 0, and the tan of 270 is infinity. And finally for 360, the sine of 360 is 0, cos of 360 is 1, and the tan of 360 is 0. We are saying if that angle is 0, then the opposite, if that angle is 0, then the opposite there is going to be 0, because there is no distance in between those two lines, and therefore the upper line must be equal to the lower line, which is the adjacent, meaning the hypotenuse. If it's the hypotenuse is A, then the adjacent is also A, and therefore the sine of 0 comes up as 0, cos of 0 comes up as 1, and tan of 0 comes up as infinity. And then for 90 degrees, if that angle is 90 degrees, then there will not be any distance in between the hypotenuse and then the adjacent at the opposite, meaning the adjacent and the adjacent is 0, the opposite is equal to the hypotenuse. Why? Because there is no distance in between them. For 180 degrees, we get its acute angle, which is 0 degrees, and then get the trig ratio for 0 degrees, and in that particular quadrant only sine is positive, that is tan and cos are negative. Then finally for 270, we also do the same thing, get its acute angle, which is 90 degrees, then find the trig ratios of 90 degrees and apply the law of acts to find those for 270. And then for 360, if the whole of that is 360, then its acute angle is 0, and then finally we get those angles for 360. Please note that the trig ratios of angles of 0, 180, and 360 are the same. The only difference is they keep changing in the signs when you apply the law of acts, and those of 90 and 270 are also the same. Thank you.